Good morning, parents and students. This is art. We're going to be looking at patterns, which patterns have repeatable designs, and that can mathematics can be used to define art patterns. So we're going to look at a little bit like that. You're going to need your graph paper. Get that out, and let's go ahead and get started. This arch project is repeating patterns, which is pretty complex. You're going to see as we go along it gets more and more complex. It's neither concrete or abstract, it's complex. It's a repeating pattern that's very difficult to be consistent with, so you're going to make some mistakes. Be patient with yourself, erase your mistakes. We're going to do it in pencil. If a parent or grandmother makes rugs or jewelry or basket weaving, they deal with this kind of complexity where a pattern has to be repeated over and over again. The more complex a pattern, the better the weave, the more valuable it is. So this is going to be something that's hopefully going to be valuable enough that you're going to keep for a while. We're going to start with just a point. So go ahead and put a point in a corner. Have your paper facing this direction. And we're going to repeat that point. We're going to skip a space and then a point. Now we're going to go over one, down two, and over one. Or, I'm sorry, over one, down two, and pick another point. And then we're going to make that 2 points. Then we're going to go up and put 2 points up there. So there's one space in between, and there's one space in between these points and one space from the top to the bottom of these points. So this is our first, oh, went too far. This is our first level of pattern that we're doing. If you make a mistake, just go ahead and erase it. Now we're going to repeat this pattern. So repeating the pattern is a little bit easier. I'm just going to take this point and go below. So I'm going to finish this first row now all the way across. I can do that pretty quickly. And then I'm going to finish the second row going all the way across. Oh. So if you make a mistake, just erase it. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. We aren't going to do the whole paper, but just enough so we can repeat the pattern later on. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, we're going to stop there. As we keep on making this more complex, you're going to see whether or not your pattern is accurate or not. The next step is we're going to put a little arc at the top of each one of these 2 points. So these 2 points get connected, these 2 points get connected. So we're going to repeat this pattern. You're going to see very quickly whether or not you made a mistake. I'm going to speed it up again. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, you can see there's a pattern that goes this way. There's a pattern that goes this way, and there's also a pattern that goes this way. You may see this pattern in corn when you've driven in Farmington. You go past the corn, you see the corn rows. That's all calculated mathematically on graph paper, just like this. Okay, the second addition to our artwork, we're going to add an arc that goes, this is a little bit difficult. We're going to start from here, and we're going to go down and arc it out in between these two. So we're creating a little bit of a funnel look. So go straight the first part and then kind of out. Okay. So straight the first part, then kind of out, and you can come out to in between these 2 points. I'm better on one side than the other, I think. And we're trying to make these look the same for each one. Not too bad. Now for these second points in here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try and draw from here in between these 2 points, making a little bit of a funnel. Or a cone maybe, but a cone has a point to it. These don't have a point to it. These have kind of like an opening at the top. All right. Now these are going to connect. So there's not going to be anything open. These are going to connect with each other. Because when we color these in, we don't want an open space. We want a space that's closed like that. How'd you do? Okay, we're going to continue that. I'm going to speed this up. Again, pause the video if you need to go a little bit slower. Okay, so you may want to look for some open spaces. I got some here. Let's close that space up. Let's close this space up. And again, as we color these in, you're going to find these spaces, and you can correct it as you go along. Artists don't paint a perfect painting in the very beginning, and jewelers don't make perfect jewelry. They have to take their time and be patient. Here's one up here. I think I have them. So you can see that the pattern that we've created. That's going to be our pattern for our artwork.